Our next caller is Richard from South Shields. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
Do you know what is right? Do you know the today's date?
Uh-huh.
Right, it's the 6th of the 1st, 06, right?
Uh-huh.
And in 5 months' time, it's the 6th of the 6th, 06.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I didn't know nothing about, like times. Do you know when we done this stuff with Tony Blair the last time, right?
Uh-huh.
On the 5th of the 5th, 05.
Uh-huh.
Can you remember what it was for?
No.
Well, we had to vote or something, didn't we? Or we had to do something.
I don't know.
On this 5th of the 5th, 05, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I was just looking at the TV, and you know he's banned Charles Kennedy from drinking.
He has?
Right? Yeah.
How's he done that then?
Well, Charles Kennedy can't drink when he's a politician. Or
Why?
whatever.
Why?
Well, he's starting to do everybody's head in, I think, because he's starting to ban smoking. You can't drink. I mean, what's he going to ban next?
How can he uphold that with Charles Kennedy? Charles Kennedy's his own man. He can do what he likes.
Well, that's what I mean. But do you not think Tony Blair's been a party pooper? Because I'm starting to really underestimate Tony Blair, like.
Why?
But it's come out that Charles Kennedy's been a drinker, like a person that goes out and getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And he got caught a couple of times drinking before he went on something like a speech. Now, I mean, a council worker only works from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 at night.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink at 7 o'clock when someone likes a show's on, Tyne Tees,
Mm-hmm.
Emmerdale perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or EastEnders in the Wool Park, or the Queen Vic's open, and you sit and drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what sort of carry on is he doing, like? Because you can't smoke in pubs. Oh, that's what they're trying to do, ban it, right?
Yeah.
You can't give people asylum. The reason being is because you blame someone like David Blunkett. And then you've got something like you can't do, and you can't... I mean, you're not going to stop people from doing stuff, right?
Well, you can't you? I mean, if you say that we're not going to allow cigarettes, say, to be made in this country anymore, well, you can stop them getting them. Unless they buy them illegally.
No, but I mean, drink, right? I mean, what's he going to do next? Ban pubs. I mean, you can't smoke in the pub. Well, what's the point in going in the first place?
You get a
if
drink.
You smoke.
Get a drink, have a sandwich, watch a match,
but
meet your friends.
If you're Charles Kennedy, right, and you can't go to the pub because you can't drink.
Well, he can't stop Charles Kennedy doing anything he wants to do.
Well, I don't know, you know, but why has it come on the news that Charles Kennedy's someone like a person that drinks and stuff?
Right. Well, there was some stories some months ago about him having a drink problem because he was asked a question by somebody, some journalist, and he appeared to be drunk. So,
well, like intoxicated, what?
Yeah.
No, well,
people jumped to the conclusion that he was. I don't know whether he was or whether he wasn't.
Yeah, but a council worker, someone that works like a politician, you have to be teetotal 100% of the time, 7 days a week.
You're telling me that council workers are all teetotal?
Well, I don't think that's the case. Because
of course it isn't the case.
All right, well, if you only work from 9 till 5 and you start drinking at 6 o'clock and then you get asked to go on the television at 7 o'clock and you're Charles Kennedy, well, obviously you're going to sound drunk if you've been drinking for an hour. Yeah,
but if you're going on TV, you'd be an idiot to drink, wouldn't you?
But the minibar, right, someone like a hotel, you go to a hotel, the minibar's open, right? You're not at work from when... I mean, if you work like as like King Charles or whatever, right? Or like, do you have to do that 100% of the day, 7 days a week?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you want to set an example to people, and people believe, rightly or wrongly, that politicians should do that, and if you're in the public eye and people are going to be seeing you, you behave in a manner to set the best example, and that doesn't include being drunk, does it?
No, well, I mean, Alan Howe, right? I'm not being funny, but do you not think Tony Blair's just going around picking on people? I mean, you're in the public eye, right? You're a public person, Metro Radio. You represent like Metro Radio. You can't drink.
Yes, I can. But if I was found rolling around the streets and getting the radio station a bad name because of my behaviour, then they could make the choice to say, well, we'd be better off without him if he's going to behave like that.
Oh, well.
And that's the same for Charles Kennedy and Tony Blair. If Tony Blair was found rolling around the streets, frankly, like his son was once, he wouldn't be in his job very long, would he?
But, like, if you think about other people, like, in the public eye, right, like Prince Harry, he's got the stigma attached to him that he smokes cannabis, right?
How do you know?
Well, he got found rolling in the streets, right?
Who did?
Well, Prince Harry did.
No, he didn't.
I did.
No, he didn't.
Well, he did, I.
When was this?
Well, 1998. He was, and this other guy, Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher's son, they were all drunk and intoxicated on things like marijuana.
Who was?
And Prince Harry and Margaret Thatcher's son. I can't remember Margaret Thatcher's son.
Mark Thatcher.
Mark Thatcher.
He's three times the age of those young... What would he be doing with young lads?
They were intoxicated and they were all rolling around on this party in 1998.
But does it not sound like you've had some?
No, I didn't smoke though.
Okay. Well, to come up with that, Mark Thatcher hanging out with little kids, because you're going back 7 years. He would be... How old would he be? 11?
Oh.
And you're telling me that happened?
No, Mark Thatcher was rolling around outside of there, but you see, Prince Harry is associated with cannabis. It was in the newspapers.
When? Where?
What do you mean, where? What?
Well, yeah, but you're saying he was at a party with Mark Thatcher in 1998, 7 years ago, when he was 11.
No, well, do you know when Princess Diana died?
Uh-huh.
Right, there was an article in the paper the next day of, because she died on the Saturday, Princess Diana, right? And then on the Sunday, there was an article in the newspaper, which is the news of the world, but nobody can remember it, right? But I've got the article about Prince William slagging Dodi Al-Fayed off, or that's what he said, and that's what he called him. But his name is Dodi Al-Fayed, yeah? They died in the car crash in France. On the next day on the Saturday was the 31st of August, and then the next day was the Sunday, right? And he turned around and he said that all of this, and all of that news was just disappeared or frontlined to the point in which, I mean, if you read newspapers, and it all sinks in.
Yeah, but that's if you believe newspapers.
Well,
do you believe the tabloid newspapers don't always tell the truth, and if they do tell the truth, they put enough spin on it so that it possibly isn't really true.
Yeah, but
you choose to believe it and cut it out and then quote it.
No, but what about this thing about where they had 12 miners, right? And then they says, all of these people, 12 miners, were alive. And then there was only one come out. And it come on the television, and it was like just a hoax sort of thing. And then turn around and say, well, this isn't happening.
That's horrendous. It was horrendous.
It's a very, very, very nasty thing to happen.
Yes, it was.
Someone like Charles Kennedy, he gets called an alcoholic or a person that abuses alcohol and stuff. And it's horrendous for someone, a person like a career. Your career can just disappear overnight.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Richard, this is the nearest to a proper conversation I think we've ever had. Thank you for coming on. What do you think? I said near. It wasn't exactly like that, but how do you feel about that? The Prince Harry getting off his head on cannabis while he was 11 at a party with Mark Thatcher. That happened? Be real surprised.